It's our first monthly call for this year, so we have quite a bit to share, particularly around LandWorks. As usual, we'll start with Fungible Taco talking about LandWorks updates, as we have most of the major news there. And then I'm going to share some random things regarding EnterDAO, Sharded Minds, and so on. Taco, do you want to jump right into it?
Sure, of course, let's start. So, hi everyone, nice to see everyone. I'm going to start with the news that we shared basically last week, and that's that we released our long-awaited advertisement feature. Um, we released it on the 19th of January, which is last Thursday, if I'm not mistaken. And the initial feedback from launching the feature was very good. We got to talk with various people. Various people were very, very interested in what we're doing. We booked a few calls, explaining further how everything works. So it was well received. Um, I would just like to go once again through the announcement and through of course, the blog post, just to give a brief overview of how everything works. And basically, what we have done is we have enabled for land to be utilized while it's listed for rent, but still not rented. So when you list your land in LandWorks, there is a period of time where the land is just listed and no one has rented it yet. And in that time, what we have done is we have allowed for landlords to monetize the land further through advertisement. And how we're doing that, while the land is in LandWorks, we deploy a billboard in LandWorks. And this billboard is tracking how many unique views it's getting, or how many unique users are viewing it. Um, and of course, we pay a reward based on the amount of views that this particular billboard gets. Of course, the views will vary based on the location within the central land. Um, and the reward per view is 5 cents in USDC if you're a Sharded Mine owner, and if you're not, it's 2.5 cents. So get your Sharded Mines so you can get a boost in the rewards that are awarded. So that's how it actually works. We have enabled for LandWorks to opt in for rewards. Of course, this is not mandatory. It's everyone can choose, every landlord can choose for each of his or her land whether or not they want to enable this. Of course, you might not want to do that. You might not be a fan of ads or whatever. So it's a choice, but everyone can choose for each of their land whether or not there's ads on top of them or not. So we have enabled for new landlords to do that while they're listing their land in LandWorks, and we have also enabled existing landlords to opt in for this feature through the properties page. So this is pretty much the feature. Now, a little bit more details. Every landlord basically can opt in for the ads feature as of today or as of last Thursday. However, the rewards are going to start accumulating from the 13th of February, which is next month. So essentially, it's just a period where we are preparing for the launch of those ads, and we are trying to accumulate and try to give this period to landlords so they can get their lands ready, so we can have the whole pool of lands that are opted in. And on the 13th of February, ads are going to start showing. Actual ads from companies are going to start showing on the billboards, and then from that date, the rewards are starting to accumulate. So any view from the 13th of February onwards is going to be rewarded. Before that, there's no ads currently in the billboards. If you go to the central land, you are going to be able to see the billboards, and it's just a couple of screens showing Precision X and their a couple of images from Precision X. Now that I have said Precision X, I just want to highlight them. Precision X are our partners, and we are making this possible by partnering with them. And Precision X are a Web3 marketing company, which is very well rooted into the marketing industry, in the Web2 marketing industry. So they're very well connected, and their vision for the metaverse is very closely aligned to ours, and they're believers of the fact that the metaverse is going to be the future, and they want to be those early and first movers into the metaverse, specifically in their industry. And this, of course, gave us a great opportunity to be the first movers with them. And basically, we're doing this innovation because no one has ever done it so far. And we are adding an additional monetization layer to the land for our landowners. The ads that you're going to see starting from the 13th of February, of course, I'm not exactly sure which companies are going to promote their ads, but I know for a fact that they're going to be very well established Web2 brands who want to dip their toes into the metaverse advertisement world, or in general in the metaverse. So by by partnering with Precision X, we are not only innovating by introducing this additional monetization layer, but we're also kind of getting closer and closer to scaling the metaverse through enabling Web2 brands to try it out and to advertise in it. So with that being said, I'm just going to stop here with the ads. With that being said, I welcome everyone who has listed land with us. I see quite a few landowners here. Johnny, Danny, I know you guys did this already, but yeah, I mean, I welcome everyone to opt in and to allow for this feature, so that we can get it going. And if anyone has land in the central land and has any questions, feel free to ask, or if you have any concerns, feel free to ask it. So we're going to help you figure it out. And of course, I welcome you to list your land and opt in for the ads. And I think that positions LandWorks very well, because basically landowners will be able to monetize their land as soon as they list it for brand in LandWorks, regardless or not if it gets rented or not. So I think that's a pretty cool thing for landowners. Apart from that, because we had a bit of a delayed deployment of this advertisement feature, we have also a lot of improvements shipped alongside the ads. So on Thursday, we shipped a new version of LandWorks. Alongside with the ads, we have an improved renting flow. We have an improved listing flow, where we have changed up a little bit the listing flow to allow for a more easy listing, and worked a little bit on the UX there. We have also improved the performance of the app in general. So whether that's browsing the app, browsing the different properties, also we have improved the performance of the map. In the maps, sorry, both the Centraland and Voxel's maps, so they work now a little bit faster, a little bit smoother. Of course, we have resolved a few bugs that we have identified. They all can be seen in the release notes that we've shared on Friday last week. And something else, we have added the option to provide feedback within the app, whether you're listing a property, whether you're renting a property. If you're a user of LandWorks and you have either listed or rented some property, we want to hear your feedback. We want to hear how we can improve. We want to hear how we can get better and whether you have any problems or not, because we're always trying to improve the user experience and improve the app in general as well. So that's on the development side and what we have shipped so far. Of course, we are continuing to work, and currently we're working on a revamped scene builders page. Our community manager, Dicho, has mentioned this several times in the Discord now that we're doing this. Basically, what we're trying to do is we're trying to allow for more diverse creators to join our scene builders. And the name scene builders by itself, it's a little bit limiting to only scene builders, but of course we know that there are many more creators in the metaverse, whether that's people who are trying to enable commerce, whether that's people who are creating emotes or wearables or events. We want to be able to list all different creators who want to collaborate with us. So that's one of the things that we're working on. And the other thing that's very exciting as well is we are working on an option to buy land and list it for rent with a single transaction directly from LandWorks. So we have figured that there might be some people who want to make the investment, and we're allowing this to happen directly from LandWorks. So you'll be able to buy some land in the central land and list it, and in voxels, by the way, and list it for rent with a single transaction directly from our platform. So that's on the development side. And just I want to mention a few more things. One is we are now listed in the DCL Studios platform. So we're listed as an official partner of Decentraland. You can check us out there. We are under land rentals, of course. That's for LandWorks. And I welcome every one of you who have used the app to rate us. There is a option to rate the service within this Decentraland Studios platform. So if you have used the platform in any way, we would love to hear your feedback there as well. And the last thing that I want to mention is that we have been talking in the last AMAs quite a lot about our profit share mechanism that we developed last week. Just a quick reminder, it enables projects, dApps, to use the LandWorks protocol to enable renting and get a piece of the LandWorks protocol fee. So what we're doing is we're continuing to work on the business development side to work with as many partners as we can to enable the profit share for them. So I think very soon we're going to have an announcement for that as well. So stay tuned for that. Quite a lot of thanks for me for LandWorks, but I think I'm wrapped up now and I'm passing it back to Z. Thank you, everyone. If you have any questions, just feel free to raise the hand after the call.
All right, thanks. So, yeah, quite a bit of things indeed. Like, I'm super excited for the advertising, seeing it pick up, because it's also the first time we're seeing something like this on the market. So quite excited. Couple of random things on my end. So first one is we as a DAO have acquired our first piece of land with the goal to have a permanent headquarters in the central land. And we bought a 2x2 estate last week. So we're deploying our scene on it. I think some community members in the Discord already detected us in the central land. But yeah, we have our first piece of land. And we're going to use it for community events first and foremost. And we're going to have the first event for Sharded Minds holders either most probably late February, but we're going to announce a date hopefully next week. It's going to have music, of course, and other fun stuff. So look forward to that, and make sure to ping us in the Discord if there's something that you would really like to see in the first event, whether it's a particular genre of music, whether it's some particular NFT exhibitions or stuff like that. We're always open to new ideas, so feel free to ping us. But first event is going to be um, mid to late February, most probably. So that's the first thing. Second thing is that it's a bit of an alpha league, but we're in talks with, by in talks I mean in the selection process for an Accelerator that is collaborating with one of the top metaverses. So can't name any names so far, but I think we can have a hopefully a positive resolution in the next couple of weeks, and hopefully it's a good one. So it could be a big one for us and open quite a bit of doors in terms of partnerships, exposure, mentorships, and stuff like that. So those are the updates on my end. I think the last thing here is there was a question, there were a few questions popped up in the Discord. Some of them were about the price, and obviously we as a DAO can't really talk about the price, but one which was kind of relevant and we can discuss is that somebody asked why is there a discrepancy between the price on different exchanges. And this is something relatively normal for most coins because there are different volumes of liquidity on all platforms, and particularly between centralized exchanges and decentralized exchanges, there's always going to be differences and swings in price. So this is something normal. It's not something that we have any hand in. Just typical market behavior. I guess this is everything on my end. If I'm missing something, Taco or Dicho, you can fill it in. And if not, if you guys have any questions, we're happy to answer them right now.
We have one question regarding layer 2 integration to our services and platforms.
This is a really interesting question. So first off, EnterDAO is on the Ethereum mainnet. Just because the two metaverses that we initially integrated were then on the Ethereum mainnet. With now them, like some of them moving to Polygon, we're actively looking into those ecosystems to see if it makes sense for us to migrate there. But we're going to be where the activity is and where it makes sense in terms of integrations. Right now, the transactions on the Ethereum mainnet are not that expensive, but we're looking where the metaverses are and something which is more on the R&D side. We're also researching how we could have different parts of the DAO and its products on one network and then other parts on other networks. What does it mean? Like, for example, we could have LandWorks running on Polygon and the governance happening on mainnet or the other way around. And this is not something that is currently in development, but we're looking at it from the architectural point of things. And now with some advancements in the ZK ropes and ZKs in general, we think that this could be possible in the next few months. But thanks, Dicho. This was a good question. Well, if there's not anything else, we'll be in the Discord as usual. You can ping us at any time. And we'll obviously upload the recording from this call in our channel, so you can listen to this on replay or on demand and then ask some questions later if that's more comfortable. Thanks everyone for joining. We'll catch you in the Discords and on Twitter, and then we'll have another one of those meetings this time next month, and there are high chances that we have a meetup in Decentraland for Sharded Mind holders before that. Thank you, guys.
Thanks, folks.